Hello guys, this is Neha. Welcome to my channel Guru Aura. In today's video, we are going to talk about polynomial functions. In our previous video, we have talked about constant function, identity function, signum function and modulus function. So today let's see what are polynomial functions and different type of polynomial functions like linear function, square function and cube function. So let's start. The function f from R to R defined by f of x is equal to an x to the power n plus an minus 1 x to the power n minus 1 so on up to a2 x to the power 2 plus a1 x plus a naught, where n is a non-negative integer and a naught, a1, a2, all these belongs to the set of real numbers, is called a polynomial function. Fine. So f of x is equal to this. Now what do we understand by this? An x to the power n plus an minus 1 x to the power n minus 1 up to a naught, where n is a non-negative integer. Here this n is a non-negative integer. Fine. And all these, the coefficients of x, an minus 1, all this belongs to the set of real numbers. This type of function is called a polynomial function. Now, polynomial functions, let us see some examples of this. A polynomial of degree 1, n is equal to 1, is called a linear function. Now, what do we understand by the term degree? Degree of a polynomial function. Now, degree of a polynomial function is n when the highest power of x is n. Now, what's the highest power of x in this case? The highest power of x is 1. So, this is the degree of this particular polynomial, that is n is equal to 1. So, degree of fx is equal to n when the highest power of x is n. And also an important point, the coefficient of xn is not equal to 0. That is, a1 cannot be equal to 0. Clear? So, a polynomial of degree 1, n is equal to 1, that means is called a linear function, and this is expressed in this way: f of x is equal to an x plus a naught. So let's see some examples like twice x plus 3. Now what is the highest power of x in this case? It's 1. X minus 3, what is the highest power of x? 1. So these are linear functions. Now let's see square function. A polynomial of degree 2. So what is the highest power of x in this case? In this case, the highest power of x is 2. Yes, n is equal to 2 in this case. So the degree of fx is equal to 2. So this type of function is called the square function. For example, x square minus 18x plus 80, x square minus 16 or x square. These are all square functions. So again, important point, a2 cannot be equal to 0. The coefficient of x square cannot be equal to 0. If the coefficient of x square is equal to 0, then this won't be a square function. Now, let's see a cube function. Again, a polynomial of degree 2 when n is equal to 3. This is called a cube function. That means the highest power of x in this case will be 3. Here the highest power of x is 3. So this is a polynomial of degree 3, and a3, the coefficient of x cube, cannot be equal to 0 in case of cube function. So let's see some examples of cube function. X cube plus 3x square plus root 2x minus 1, or you can say just x cube. This is an example of a cube function. So here we have seen about the linear function, square function and cube function. Linear function are the polynomials with degree 1. Square function are the polynomials of degree 2. And cube function are the polynomials of degree 3. Now let's see some functions which are not polynomials. Fine, suppose h of x is equal to 5x to the power 4 minus 2x squared plus 3 by x. Now here, what's the power of x? The power of x is x to the power minus 1. I can write this in this way. That means the power of x is negative. But can the power of x be negative? No. The power of x cannot be negative. Yes, as we have studied here that n is a non-negative integer. N cannot be negative. But here as n is negative, so this is not a polynomial function. Fine. Now let's check the next one. H of x is equal to 4x cubed plus root x minus 1. Here root x. What is the power of x in this case? In this case, the power of x is half. Yes. Again, this half is an fraction. Fine. In this case, as the power of x is fraction, so this is not a polynomial function. Hence, for a polynomial function, n must be always a non-negative integer. N cannot be a negative integer, nor n can be a fraction. Yes, n must always be a non-negative integer. So now, after seeing the polynomial function, let's see the linear function in more details. So the function f from R to R defined by y is equal to f of x is equal to ax plus b is called the linear function. Here, as the highest power of x is 1, so this is a linear function. And the coefficient of a cannot be 0. So linear function is expressed in the way ax plus b. Now, let's see the relation in more details. Suppose I consider a function y is equal to x plus 1. Yes, f of x is equal to x plus 1. Now, if I substitute the value of x to be minus 3, what will be the value of y? Minus 3 plus 1, that's minus 2. If we take the x value to be minus 2, it will be minus 2 plus 1, minus 1. If we take the x value to be minus 1, it will be minus 1 plus 1, that's 0. Yes, similarly for 0, 1, 2, 3 as the x values, we get 1, 2, 3, 4 for the y values. Yes. So now, if we see the arrow representation for the same, we can see that set A is the set of domain and set B is the codomain. Here the codomain is equal to the range. So minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, each element of the domain is linked with one element of the codomain. Fine. So this is an example of linear function. So what's the domain for this function? The domain for this function is always a real number. And what's the codomain? What's the range for this function? The range is always a real number. Because whatever value we substitute for x, we will get a value for y. We will get a value for f of x. If x is real in this case, then ax plus b will also be a real number. Yes. So now after seeing the relation, let's now see the graph for the same. Now again we will substitute the same table, whatever the points are here. Suppose this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis, and I have the points minus 3. If we take the minus 3 as the x value, the y value will be minus 2 for this particular relation, y is equal to x plus 1. So for minus 3 we have minus 2, for minus 2 we have minus 1, for minus 1 we have 0 as the y value. Similarly, we plot all the other points. Yes, after plotting the points, when we join the points, we get a straight line. Yes, a very straight line. So the graph of the linear functions are always straight line. We can say that the graph of the linear function is always a straight line. So the function f from R to R defined by y is equal to f of x is equal to ax plus b is called the linear function. The domain of the linear function is the set of real numbers. The range of the function is also the set of real numbers, and the graph is always a straight line. Hope you're clear with the linear function. Now let's take an example, a question for the same, for the linear function. Find the range of the following function. You need to find the range for this given function. The function is f of x is equal to 2 minus 3x. X belongs to the set of real numbers, and it's given that x is greater than 0. X is greater than 0. Very important point. It's mentioned that x is greater than 0. So you need to find the range of the following function. Fine. So let's see. We shall solve this using two methods, method 1 and method 2. You can use any of the method, whichever you feel to be suitable. Fine. So let's start. In the question, it's mentioned that x is greater than 0. So let's start with using this given condition. X is greater than 0. Next, let us multiply 3 on both the sides. So 3 times x will give us 3x, and on multiplying 3 times 0, we will be left out with 0. Next, let's multiply both the sides by minus 1. Always remember, when there is an inequality sign, when multiplying by minus sign, what happens? The inequality sign changes. A very important point, that multiplying by minus sign on both the sides, the inequality sign changes. Please do remember this, that the inequality sign changes whenever we multiply by minus 1. So on multiplying by minus 1, this inequality sign changes here. Now we have minus 3x is less than 0. Now the next step in the equation here, we have 2 minus 3x. We have f of x is equal to 2 minus 3x. So what we do is, we just take a 2 here. So 2 minus 3x is less than 2. On adding 2 to both the side, what will happen? 2 minus 3x is less than 2. Fine. Now, the value of 2 minus 3x is less than 2. The value of 2 minus 3x is less than 2. Less than 2. That means any negative number. The range will consist of all the negative numbers till 2. All the negative numbers till 2. We will write in this way. But is the number 2 included? No. The number 2 is not included because this is less than 2. We don't have here less than equal to 2. We have less than 2. So it will be minus infinity comma 2. We have used this bracket, the parenthesis, because that means this 2 is not included. Fine. Now let's see the next method. Here in this method, f of x is equal to 2 minus 3x. Instead of f of x, we can write y. So y is equal to 2 minus 3x. This is defined by y in terms of x. Yes, defined by y in terms of x. So what we need to do is, we need to redefine this by x in terms of y. So how will we redefine that? By x in terms of y. So let's do that. Y is equal to 2 minus 3x. We'll just take the 2 from the right hand side to the left hand side. So this becomes y minus 2 is equal to minus 3x, or you can say minus 3x is equal to y minus 2. Now we'll take the minus 3 to the denominator. So the sign changes for the numerator. It becomes 2 minus y divided by 3. So now we have redefined the equation by x in terms of y. We have x in terms of y. In the condition, it was mentioned that x is greater than 0. So if x is greater than 0, this whole term is also greater than 0. Now as this whole term is greater than 0, the numerator is greater than 0. So we can say 2 minus y is greater than 0. Now 2 minus y is greater than 0. I take the 2 from the left hand side to the right hand side. So what happens? Minus y is greater than minus 2. Again, we will multiply both the sides by minus 1. So what happens when we multiply both the sides by minus 1? The inequality sign changes. So we have y is less than 2. Again, range is equal to minus infinity to 2. The same thing. what we got in the previous one. Range is equal to minus infinity to 2. Here also we get the same thing. Range is equal to minus infinity to 2. So both the methods, by using both the methods, we get the same answer. So you can use any method whichever you feel to be suitable. Here we have used some points. Like suppose for x we plot 0.01. For x, if I substitute 0.01, f of x will be 1.97. If for x we substitute 1, f of x will be minus 1. If for x we substitute 5, f of x will be minus 13. So here, by looking at the points, we can say that f of x can never be equal to 2. It's always less than 2, but it can be any number till infinity. Yes? So, we are sure that the range is minus infinity to comma 2. Now let's see the quadratic function is a polynomial of degree 2. Let's see the quadratic function. Quadratic function, or we can say as the square function. A function f from R to R defined by y is equal to fx is equal to x square is called the square function. So how is the square function defined? Y is equal to f of x is equal to x square is called the square function. The domain of the function is the set of real numbers. The range of the function is set of real numbers. And let's see the graph also in more details. So firstly, let's consider some points. Suppose we consider again 3, 2, 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, these points for the x. And we get the points, these numbers for the y as the output. So if I take x is equal to 3, y will be equal to 9, because 3 square will give us 9. If we take x to be 2, y will be equal to 4, 2 square is 4. If we take x is equal to 1, y will be equal to 1. If we take x to be minus 2, y will be equal to 4. So these are some of the points that we have considered for the function y is equal to x square. F of x is equal to x square. Now if we see the arrow representation for the same, in the set of domain we have the points minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. In the set of codomain we have the numbers 0, 1, 4 and 9. Now minus 3 and 3 have a unique image 9. Minus 2 and 2 have unique image 4. Minus 1 and 1 have unique images 1, and 0 have a unique image 0. So the range is 0, 1, 4 and 9. Now again from here we can say that the range is the set of real numbers and the domain is also always the set of real numbers. If we consider x to be a real number, then x square will also give us a real number. Yes, so domain of the function is a real number, the range of the function is also a real number. Now let's see the graph for the same. Let's take a graph paper and plot these points given in the table. Then for x is equal to 3, y is equal to 9. For x is equal to 3, y is equal to 9. For x is equal to 3, y is equal to 9. For x is equal to 2, y is equal to 4. For x is equal to 1, y is equal to 1. Yes. For x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0. For x is equal to minus 1, y is equal to 1. For x is equal to minus 2, y is equal to 4. For x is equal to minus 3, y is equal to 9. Yes. So we get these points, and on joining these points we can see that the graph is like a parabola. So the graph of the quadratic function is parabolic. In the previous slide we saw that the graph of the linear function is a straight line, whereas the graph of a quadratic function is parabolic. Hope you are clear till here. Now let's see a question for the square function. So we need to find the range for this function. Here it's mentioned that x is a real number. We have the function f of x is equal to x square plus 2. F of x is equal to x square plus 2. So again we shall solve this using two methods, and you can use any of the method which you find to be suitable. So let's start solving using the first method. Here f of x is equal to x square plus 2. x square. X square will be greater than equal to 0. Yes. Now as x square is greater than equal to 0, x square plus 2, as the function is f of x is equal to x square plus 2. So we shall add 2 to both the sides. So what happens? X square plus 2 is greater than equal to 2. Adding 2 to both the sides. Now the value of x square plus 2 is greater than or equal to 2. This is greater than or equal to 2. That means now the range can be any number after 2. Like it will include the number 2 and then any positive number. Fine. So the range can't be less than 2. It will always start at 2 or it will go on till any positive number. Now if we substitute some points, suppose we substitute here 0, what happens? We get f of x to be 2. So yes, 2 is included. Next, if we take x to be any number, any positive number, suppose you take it to be 1, what will be the value of f of x? 3? Yes, so that's greater than 2. Suppose we take x value to be negative 3. So if negative 3, then 2 we will get positive 9, and that's give us 11. Now 11 is also greater than 2. Yes, so we can say that the range will always include 2 and it can be any positive number. Next, let's check the same question using a different method. Now in this method we have defined first y in terms of x. So y is equal to x square plus 2. Now next we will redefine this form in terms of y. Okay, so x is equal to plus minus root over y minus 2. Now x is a real number. X can't be a imaginary number. X is a real number. So this y minus 2 will always be greater than or equal to 0. If this y minus 2 becomes less than 0, we will get a negative number inside the root, which will make this whole thing a imaginary number. But x is not imaginary. X is a real number. Yes, so for this case we have for range y minus 2 is greater than equal to 0. As y minus 2 is greater than equal to 0, we get y is greater than equal to 2. So the range will be greater than equal to 2, including to all the positive numbers. All the positive numbers greater than equal to 2. Hope you are clear till here. Now let's see the next type of function, that is the cube function. The function f from R to R defined by f of x is equal to x cube is called the cube function. F of x is equal to x cube is called the cube function. Now let's see the plot some point for the same. Suppose we take the inputs to be 3, what will be the output? 3 cube, that is 27. If we take the input to be 2, the output will be 8, 2 cube. If we take the input to be minus 1, the output will also be minus 1. Now next, if we draw a arrow representation for the same, so for minus 3 it will be minus 27, for minus 2 it will be minus 8, for minus 1 it will be minus 1, for 0 it will be 0, for 1 it will be 1, for 2 it will be 8, and for 3 it will be 27. So this is a simple arrow representation. Now here again, the domain of the function is the set of real numbers, then the range of the function will also be a set of real numbers. If x is a real number, then x cube will also be a real number. Yes? Next, let's see the graph. So if we plot the points given in this table in a graph paper, the graph will look something like this. Fine. So this is the graph for a cubic function. The graph of fx cube is symmetrical in opposite quadrants. So this was all about the polynomial function, linear function, square function and cube function. Hope you are clear till here. In our next video, we will talk about the rational functions. Hit that like button if you like my video and don't forget to share and subscribe. Thank you.